Okay, so this video will be a bit less edited than the videos that I usually do, simply because of the nature of a reaction video. But I am here today to react to the Lord of Hongyuan, Honglu. And as you all know, I have very reasonable opinions about Honglu, and very normal takes on how much I like this identity, as we all know. However, speaking of something not being quite normal, I can immediately see that for some ungodly reason we have 3 whole fucking skill trees. Oh my god, we actually do have just 3 whole skill trees. That is honestly quite insane. Somehow, by some sheer fucking surprise, this is not a 3-page identity. Honestly, I was expecting this to be a 3-page identity, but here we are, I guess. Anyway, skill 1. I wish to open the path. Combat start. Applying defense power up to 1 plus highest resistance divided by X other allies. Prioritizes targets with assist defense. So, Moust is eating incredibly fucking well today. Includes unique assist defenses. On use at X plus rupture on target plus points on self, gain coin power. If target has X types of negative effects, gain clash power. Gain points count, inflict rupture count. Pretty bulk standard skill 1, all things considered, not gonna lie. And then we have a gluttony skill 2, which, it being gluttony, is honestly very important, because all the other Heishou identities are based around gluttony, and they rely a lot of it for their resonances. But anyway, Tarnished Blood's absolute cleaver of ambitions. That is an incredibly overdramatic name, oh my god. Combat start. Applying gluttony damage up to another ally that has a gluttony skill equipped this turn. Once again, the whole talk I had like literally 20 seconds ago being relevant. Oh boy, it's a resonance-based identity, surprise, surprise. On use, gain coin power for every extra rupture on target plus points on self. On use, gain points. On hit, inflict rupture. Deal more damage on critical hit. On hit, inflict rupture. Generally, kind of a normal skill, all things considered. Like, I'm very surprised how normal this is for a skill 2, considering it's a seasonal finale identity. Which actually, Project Moon has been doing a really great job of condensing their skills and making it just less confusing overall. Because if you look back to Manager Dawn and some of the Bloodfiend identities, they have absolute laps of text. Whole paragraphs worth of text at a time for their skills. Anyway, the next skill, the very funny named skill, answer me, Heishou packs. This skill does not trigger defense skills. Wow, that is hilarious, and I'm also worried how that's gonna interact with future enemies, / enemies that already exist. Because for example, Santata gets his boss completely fucking crushed by this, because he uses a base 20 coin power defensive skill. Anyway, on use, gain coin power for every rupture on target plus points himself. On use, gain points and points count. After attack, among ally Heishou units that can act, choose one unit with the least Unrelenting Storm stack and apply Unrelenting Storm. Then, below Exalted Command. Or bestow Exalted Command. What the hell is that? Oh my god, he has 20 fucking billion unique status effects. Okay. Unrelenting Storm, number of times this unit activated combo with the Lord of Hongyuan Honglu identity back stack to you. Turn start, gain offensive up and defensive up for every X stack. Fair enough. If Unit A applies this effect to Unit B follows up with an unopposed attack with its base skill 3 against the same enemy Unit A attacked with a skill. Activate at Unit A's attack end. Does not activate as a power skills. The skill used as an assist attack does not affect Unit B's upcoming skill list. Does not activate if affected ally skill tree is not unlocked. Holy shit! That is really powerful? How many times can you apply Exalted Command? Hold on. Among ally Heishou, yada yada yada, bestow Exalted Command. There's no cap on that. So, for example, if you have 3 slots on him, you can just use 3 extra skill trees, which is kind of nutty. Okay. The fucking welcome back Captain Ahab Ishmael. Jesus Christ. What the actual fuck is this? Okay, if you say so, man, if you say so. After Exalted Command is complete, the Lord of Hongyuan, the Honglu, activates I carve the path of a lord instead. What? So after Exalted Command is complete, he follows up with another attack? If Exalted Command did not activate, or if the combo identity is staggered or defeated before Exalted Command is complete, use Lonesome Stand Sacrifice to claim the Guardian instead. Unbreakable Coin on hit, inflict offense level down for every X types of negative effects on target, inflict defense level down for every X types of death right on target. So this is basically mimicking Death Right to Deluge that Heishou has, where he literally just crushes your balls for having casting way too many death rights on you. But what the hell are those skills? I carved the Path of a Lord, which activates when the assist attack basically ends. If they shoot an activated combo with Heishou back, a depth identity, gain base power and coin power, deal more damage for every X%, missing HP percentages on target, plus missing HP percentage on self. Oh lordy, it's another she identity, but also, wow, mouse stocks went up significantly in the singular sentence. On use, gain coin power for every X rupture on target, plus that's box standard. On use, deal more damage for every X type of negative effect on target. On use, deal more damage for every X Heishou bonus contamination. After attack, gain the Heishou bonus contamination. Depending on which Heishou pack identity receives the exalted command. What do you mean with depending? On hit, inflict rupture count, deal more damage on critical hit, inflict rupture, inflict slash resist down. On kill, for the Heishou pack identity with the least SP, heal SP and apply attack power up next turn. Okay. What the fuck is Heishou bonus contamination? Max stack 1, empower the Lord of Hongyuan Lu based on which Heishou we activate a combo with. The following effects can stack with each other. Heishou Bao Depth House, take less damage from skills. Heishou Bao Ryoshu, if this unit's speed is faster than targets, deal more damage. Heishou Bao Otis, inflict rupture count on hit with unopposed attacks. Heishou C Rodian, inflict rupture on critical hit. Heishou C Gregor, gain poise count when dealing rupture damage. That is really fucking cool, actually. Wait, okay, so as far as I understand, this effect does not go down at all. You gain this permanently for the rest of the fight, so long as I'm aware. But is it also a really unique way to do an identity that progressively gets stronger over the course of time? Because obviously with Manager of La Mancha Don Quixote, her heartblood is that stacking factor, where the more bleed happens over the course of the fight, the stronger she gets. Same happens with the rest of the Bloodfiend identities. But with this one, you kind of have to go out of your way to do combos with the other identities to gain these buffs, which is actually a super unique way of doing it, and I really like this. This might just actually become one of my favorite identities in the game, just for how purely unique this is. Actually kinda nutty though, like, wow, this looks genuinely fun. I'm a bit worried for how strong this is gonna be, because obviously we don't have the numbers yet, but oh my fucking lord, if you get all these buffs off in the same fight, this is going to be ridiculously powerful, because you get the extra poise count, you get the extra rupture count, you afflict extra rupture, you also deal more damage, you're faster, and surprisingly enough, Heishou Faust is like the least impressive with just taking less damage. Because at that point, you might as well just run base Merceau. And I'm not even fucking kidding. Like, obviously, we don't know how much of a percentage of less damage you take. But if it's something like 10% less damage, then just fucking run Merceau. Or, you know, if you don't want to run Merceau, because Leiheng Merceau exist, just fucking run Zwei Sinclair. Any of them, actually. I really do wonder how big it's gonna be, because if it's 10% less damage taken, then that is ridiculously unimpressive. But moving on, this is apparently the skill he uses when the combo identity dies. So depending on whether or not it's really good, it might just actually be an optimal strategy to just kill the Heishou identities whenever you want to trigger this skill. Deal more damage for every life from dead. Deal more damage for every X% missing HP percentage on target, plus missing HP percentage on self. On use, at X life from dead, this skill gains stack weight. Gain coin power, that bulk standard, deal more damage for bulk standard, deal more damage for every Heishou bonus contamination. Inflict rupture, deal more damage for every X negative effects on target. Inflict rupture, inflict slash resist down. Gain attack power up next turn on kill. This just seems like a slightly stronger version of the previous skill. I have to imagine it's gonna get more coin power, because you have to literally fucking kill one of your team members to do this. But what exactly is Life from Dead? Let's see here. Life from Dead. Max stack 5. Turn start. Activate the following. Gain offense level up for every X stack. Gain damage up for every X stack. Gain attack power up at X plus stack. Okay. Now, if this is 1 offense level up and 1 damage up for every single stack you get, that is kind of nutty. Because that equates to, at the very max, if you've killed 5 of your Heishou identities, which is impressive by the way, you need to go out of your way to do that. But if you killed 5 of your Heishou identities, you get the equivalent of 65% extra damage. Which is a fucking lot, actually. That is a hell of a lot, actually. Bear in mind, you have to murder your fucking teammates, or you have to let them get murdered for this. But even with that, bearing that fact in mind, 65% extra damage, not to mention like 1.5 clash power up, is really nutty. And I'm really wondering if, for some ungodly fucking reason, Fraud Heishou stocks went up, purely because it's somewhat optimal to kill the Heishou identities. But that is fucking hilarious, actually. And then lastly, we of course have the defensive skills, which he of course has too, for some ungodly reason. A clashable counter, Heishou Keen Claw. Apply slash power up to highest resonance ally Heishou identities. Combat start, if there are backup units, select one ally Heishou with the least HP percentage. Upon using the skill, apply your will guides my blade to the selected ally. Command battlefield, retreat, and heal their HP upon retreating. The Heishou pack identity who retreated due to this effect will be placed earlier in the return line than non-Heishou pack identities. Combat start, if there are no backup identities, apply attack power up to one ally Heishou with the least HP percentage. Okay, some things I have to say about this. Few controversial statements, first of all. One, I am one of the few people in the whole community who like the potential woman known as Yashijun Ishmael. Surprise, surprise, there's like 7.5 people in the entire community that actually like that identity. And second of all, this makes me a little bit sad because this is way better than Yashijun Ishmael's whole gimmick of making others retreat in the middle of battle. Because for those who don't know, if you have a gluttony resonance of 4 and an identity is using a defensive skill, and they are below 50% HP, if Yashijun Ishmael is in the backup, she will force that identity to retreat and switch in with another. When this guy literally just kind of does it on command, like on command, he basically forces a Heishou to retreat and will make another Heishou fill in for them, very likely, because they're put at the front line of the backup. This is a little bit finicky, however it is fun, because this can generally allow for backup gameplay, which has been very unfeasible so far because we haven't had many identities that force others to retreat. The only one being Yashijun Ishmael, but even then her gimmick is really finicky because it relies on an HP conditional of all fucking things. But this can be really fun. And also, depending on what the heck your will guides my blade does, this might be really strong. If Unit A applies this effect to Unit B follows up with an unopposed attack with a skill 1 against the same enemy Unit A attacked with a skill. Activate at Unit A's skill attack end. Okay, welcome back Captain Ishmael 2.0. The skill used as a assist attack does not affect Unit B's upcoming skill list. So, not only with the skill 3 can you force another unit to use a skill 3, you can also use a defensive skill to force another unit to use a skill 1, which is actually kind of hilarious, but oh my god, the action economy is going to be in shambles because of this. This is going to have severe repercussions for the local trout population, and when I say the local trout population, I mean just the damage calculations, because getting to do 3 attacks basically on command is really strong, in case that's not obvious. You'll be fucking surprised actually how strong that is. Anyway, then we have Lord's Guard, classical guard. On use if target has X amount of negative effects, gain clash power. A very bulk standard defensive skill. So those are the skills of this identity, but what about the passives? Because this is already pretty fucking ridiculous. The Heishou Lord. When an other ally unit has substituted in or retreated to the battlefield, they heal sanity. Then at combat start, command them to use skill 1 as an unopposed attack against a random enemy. Oh wow, so you get to do even more. If the said ally is a Heishou pack or Xia family unit, activate the following. Instead, they heal more SP. They heal more SP, then at combat start, command them to use a skill 3 as an unopposed attack against a random enemy. Oh my fucking god. This is really strong. I can already kind of guarantee you this is going to have a gluttony resonance requirement of at least 5 or 6. Encounter short gain leash holder of all Heishou for every Heishou pack identity in the team, including backup units. When Heishou units are killed in a counter, heal SP and gain life from dead. Activates even when this unit has retreated. Deal more damage for every X Heishou bonus contamination. Okay. Embrace the tarnished blood and accentuate others for the cause. Combat start. If this unit did not equip a defensive skill and is about to take an unopposed attack, apply Lord's Guard to highest resonance divided by X random Heishou pack with the least assist defense stacks. Once per identity excludes identities with skills that gain assist defense. Okay, so even more free actions. In this encounter, when this unit takes damage and brings their HP down to 0, nullify that damage, then this unit's HP cannot drop below 1 for the turn, and it gains 1 tarnished blood. This unit's skills deal more damage for every tarnished blood on itself. When activating the Ego skill, tears from tarnished blood at the end nullify the death effect in its after attack effect. Instead, heal X percentage of HP. Starting next turn, gain damage up at every turn start. What the fuck? Slightly strong. Also really cool that it's working with the Ego, but okay. So really interesting that it's supposed to work in tandem with the Battle Pass Ego, actually. I don't know what to say about this, because obviously we don't have the numbers. This is incredibly strong if you really lean into this gimmick. However, one thing I can say is, oh my god, this identity is the least free-to-play identity in the entire game, I think. Even more than the Gotham or Perkstock identities. Because not only do you need all the Heishou to have this identity work optimally, you also need the Battle Pass Ego, which either you need to wait 2 whole seasons for to be able to shard that, or you need to pay up front for that. Unsure what to say to this. Really fucking cool though. But yeah. Please be traces in your deeds. And allow with the least HP percentage deal more damage against the enemy proportional to the types of death fight on the enemy. Holy shit, no way. She Association support in the year of our Lord 2025. They said it couldn't be done. Well, that is the entire identity. Very surprised that they managed to fit such an extensive identity in the span of basically 2 pages. But a really impressive identity, honestly. Also, ridiculously strong depending on the numbers, but we don't have the numbers. For all we know, this guy could be really underpowered to compensate for the amount of extra attacks he lets others do. But the amount of extra attacks he lets others do is ridiculously strong. Also quite interesting that he works with the Battle Pass Ego. I still have my blations with that this Ego is incredibly pay to win. Or fucking, I don't know, you could say shard to play. Because you need to shard a fucking ton of identities or pull for a ton of identities to even run this guy optimally. But honestly, he should be fine on his own. But he definitely relies on all the Heishou identities being there. Other than that though, great identity. I really like that this guy is actually trying to incentivize retreat and backup gameplay, because that is something that has been heavily lacking ever since the addition of retreating as a concept. Because even with the addition of Heishou Ishmael, who makes others retreat, it is still a really underpowered mechanic, especially because Heishou Ishmael barely gives any, like, benefits for making herself retreat or making others retreat. And this identity actually does it so well to the point where I'll say it's way too good, actually, the amount of benefits he gives others. Because fucking bear in mind, please, I am a Heishou Ishmael defender, I like that identity, but she does fuck all with the retreat mechanic. When she makes others retreat, she doesn't get any benefits at all. The only benefit she herself gets from retreating herself is some offensive up, and also the fact that she's able to accumulate launcher to basically get a free skill 1 off whenever she comes back into play. Literally on demand, makes a ally unit retreat, forces them to do a skill 1, and depending on the wording here, forces a Heishou unit that's substituted in to also do a skill 1, which is like, oh my god, this is really strong. Surprising that there's not a cap on this. Really surprising, because being able to do 3 skill 3s, as funny as it fucking is, because it's the fucking Heat Me Heishou skill that Heishou uses, is really strong. But that being said, if you enjoyed my ramblings, I suppose like and subscribe if you want. Sorry, I'm not going to have an extravagant like and subscribe section, because this is very much so a very minimalist editing video. However, I can tell you one thing. This man could definitely command me around.